Hey guys, sorry for the hiatus. I've been moving around a lot, finishing up my thesis, actually defending in 2 weeks. So pardon my tardiness and all this. It's just been very busy with a lot of changing things going on. Now I'm finally settled down near Powhatan, Virginia. I'm starting a new teaching job, so I'm happy and welcome to get back at it. So I'll be answering two questions today. The first one was the research question: if I had $10 million to research in any field, and what would I do with that disposal? And then the second one was like things that come to my mind before I go to sleep. The second one's actually easier for me to answer, so I'm going to start first. Basically, what comes to my mind before I fall to sleep is just the things that I accomplished and the things I need to continue working on. It's sort of like a good time to sort of decompress and figure out, make a plan for the next day, kind of what I need to do. And so it's sort of like what I do before I go to bed is kind of recap the day, what did, and those are the thoughts that typically run through my mind. Recently, it's been moving things and like making sure I'm on path to do an adequate defense of my thesis and got course material ready for my students coming in. To which I learned I'm teaching World History 1, top of government, so there's actually a lot of stuff I'll have to revisit and preparing for teaching these students. A research question for if I had $10 million and 100 researchers, archivists, etc. at my disposal would probably be along the lines of sort of delineating what sustains local communities. In the process of studying for my thesis and prepping for that, in the research for that, I found a interesting book by Clint Bullock called Grassroots Tyranny. And what he goes into is the idea of how recently federalism, because of ignoring federalism through the growth of the executive branch via the New Deal and other programs such as that, not only has the executive grown in power, but also the local government in a lot of areas has become more tyrannical. And by tyrannical as in more controlling, that local government, because it is the most direct government over a person, is the one most likely to have control over like most individual actions of a person than the federal or the state. Local governments have noise ordinances, they have zoning laws, they have all the parking. Like Rockbridge County for this longest time had this little county sticker you had to pay a tax for, and you couldn't use any of the public dump systems unless you had that sticker, which meant no one from outside the county could use their dump system. So local government has a very strong impact. And so I guess kind of my research question is what preserves local communities and what preserves individual autonomy in these communities? How can we ensure that our local communities thrive and in a way that ensures individual rights and liberties are preserved? That may not be an adequate response to your question, Robert, but that's the best I could kind of do. It's a little broad, and I'm still kind of figuring out the weeds of extending from my thesis then, from the realm of my thesis into another question. But yeah, very good question. Thank you. So now to my question. Aside from the Bible, which 10 books, you can give or take a couple if that's too many or too few, have most impacted the way you thought about things, or shaped the way you see the world? Two books that immediately come to mind for me are When Helping Hurts by Brian Fikkert and one other author. His name's not coming to me right now. But essentially, they address the question of poverty, but in a way that doesn't just address poverty in a monetary sense. They see poverty in the sense of there's different types of poverty, and it's all relational. You could have poverty of wealth, poverty in relationships, poverty in like spiritual poverty. You could have, there's poverty beyond the scope of wealth. And how we address poverty should be focusing on not just, how can we make sure this person has finances, but how can this person be in a more holistically helpful place? So that way, not only are we just helping them, but we are being like helping and being, not that we're just helping them, but also being cognizant of like local culture customs and different things like that. So that way it's not just, oh, I'm here and I'm here to save you. It's how can I help you get to a better position? The second book that comes to mind is a book called Witness by Whittaker Chambers, and it's his memoirs of the Alger Hiss case. So Alger Hiss, those that don't know, was a member of the Department of Defense during the 1950s and 60s, and he leaked some documents to the Soviet Union, and that caused a huge scandal. Well, Whittaker Chambers was his liaison that would forward the documents from Hiss to the Soviets, actually by like hiding materials in a pumpkin and things like that. It was a pretty cool memoir, but in it you learn about how he became a communist, eventually came to Christ and left communism, and became the primary witness against Alger Hiss in the court case. It says a lot about faith, and it's a good book in my opinion. Another one is Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton, and follow that up with C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. Those are both really good books, and C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters. I've enjoyed those a lot, and those brought a lot of good faith discussion and thoughts. And then another book that I tend to refer to a lot is actually, it's more of an anthological work than actually a book, and it's the writings of Abraham Lincoln. I tend to refer to a lot of his speeches and a lot of his writings and political discussions, and I find them very relevant. And so that's another one that I think has shaped the way I view politics and understand our country. I look forward to hearing your responses. Sorry for the long break, but I hope you guys are enjoying your summer.